Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today we cover a new museum at Humayun's Tomb in New Delhi, Northeast India's new UNESCO-listed site and other UNESCO updates worldwide. Also on the show, how cat parents could bring their beloved pets for a night at the museum. Let's begin. We start with a story from UNESCO World Heritage site Humayun's Tomb in New Delhi, where a new museum has opened this week. My colleague Nikita visited the museum as it opened its doors to the public. Take a look.
A UNESCO World Heritage designation is reserved for places on Earth that possess outstanding universal value to humanity to ensure their protection for future generations. For the ardent traveler, the World Heritage Site List is a treasure map, pointing the way to sites of immense historical and cultural significance. Delhi, the vibrant capital city of India, is not only a brimming metropolis, but also a treasure trove of history and culture. Among its many tourist attractions, 3 sites stand out as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, offering a glimpse into the grandeur of India's rich past: Qutub Minar, the Red Fort, and Humayun's Tomb. Humayun's Tomb, built in 1570, was commissioned by Bega Begum, the first wife of Mughal Emperor Humayun. This magnificent tomb was not only the first garden tomb on Indian soil, but also a precursor to the architectural marvels that followed, most notably the Taj Mahal, which was constructed 80 years later. Let's look at some lesser-known aspects of the emperor's life. Did you know that Humayun traveled 3 times more than Marco Polo, covering 34,000 kilometers in his lifetime? Or that he was so captivated by astronomy and astrology that he wore a specific color each day to align with the planet of the day? These intriguing details are showcased at the Humayun's Tomb World Heritage Site Museum, located within the tomb complex in Nizamuddin, New Delhi. This is the first ever sunken museum in India, which was developed by the Aga Khan Trust for Culture in partnership with the Archaeological Survey of India.
Through this museum, we have tried to showcase both the intangible heritage of Nizamuddin area, which is through its music, through its teachings of Sufism, and through the architectural heritage of this area, which includes over 13 World Heritage sites, Dargah of Hazrat Nizamuddin Aulia, because of which this area has come to be known as a sacred landscape.
We're here at the Humayun's Tomb World Heritage Site Museum. This museum beautifully displays 500 never-seen-before artifacts, including Mughal miniatures, coins, contemporary art, manuscripts, and much more. Also, the museum has managed to transport its visitors back into the life of Humayun by displaying his passion for travel and astrology. Also, cutting-edge technology with 3D videos and detailed wooden scale models brings the rich history of the Nizamuddin area back to life. As I walk through, I spot one of the key highlights at the museum: the restored original finial of Humayun's tomb, which was damaged in a 2014 storm, now proudly on display. The principal gallery, aptly named Where the Emperor Rests, explains the architecture of Humayun's mausoleum and the emperor's multifaceted personality. Exhibits reveal his extensive travels, love for reading, interest in astrology and the arts, and patronage of architecture. Notable artifacts include Farmans, an astrolabe, a celestial sphere from the 1840s, and a warrior's helmet from the 16th or 17th century. Another gallery, Icons of a Sacred Landscape, focuses on 4 cultural figures associated with the Nizamuddin area from the 14th century. This gallery also highlights 700 unique years of rich heritage of the Nizamuddin area with stories of monuments, people and their associated intangible heritage of music, poetry and Sufi practices.
There are millions of stories to tell. Now, no museum can tell all of that, but we've distilled out of those stories, say, I think about 100 odd stories, which we've used the artifacts the artifacts are like the anchor of the story. They are beautiful. The intention of the museum is to enhance the understanding and the interest in the site amongst visitors and especially youth. There are 300,000 school children who visit Humayun's Tomb every year. For them, they get nothing more than Humayun's Tomb. This is going to give them an anchor.
Well, we hope it's such an immersive experience. These stories reach out to the people of the country and the world at large.
Fascinating burial sites like the pyramids of Egypt attract scores of history buffs annually. India's Assam state recently joined this list with a 700-year-old burial place designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take a look. India is a treasure trove of cultural landmarks, with an impressive 42 properties listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Recently, UNESCO included a 43rd landmark from the country on its reputed list, the Chairadeo Moidams in the northeastern state of Assam. Spread over approximately 95 hectares, it preserves Assam's rich cultural legacy. It has 90 burial mounds called Moidams and represents the historic 700-year-old mound burial system of the Ahom dynasty. Thus, it became the first landmark in the state, designated under the culture category. Chairadeo was the first capital of the Ahom dynasty, which ruled between the 13th and 19th centuries before the British took over. Believing their monarchs to be divine, the Thai Ahom people developed a distinct funerary tradition of constructing moidams for royal burials. These mounds, initially built with wood and later with stone and burnt bricks, represented their sacred and unique burial practices. The etymology of the word moidam can be traced back to the Thai phrases frang maidam or maitam, which means to bury, and the spirit of the dead, respectively. This is the third World Heritage property from Assam, following Kaziranga National Park and Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. Inscribed under the natural category in 1985, the proud recognition is set to attract scores of tourists keen to explore Assam's unique historical traditions. After India, let's now look at other UNESCO World Heritage sites across the globe, new and old, that delight scores of visitors.
Italy has over 50 heritage sites, many of which are located in Rome. The latest addition to this list is the Appian Way, the ancient Romans' first highway. The 2,000-year-old paved road, stretching over 500 kilometers, was ordered by Roman statesman Appius Claudius Caecus. Known as the Regina Virum, or Queen of Roads, it is the 60th Italian site to be recognized by UNESCO.
Along the Appian Way, there were mainly tombs by important families, and so the most important would be the mausoleum of Cecilia Metella, but we also have big archaeological sites such as Villa dei Quintili. It's more than 30 hectares of landscape well protected, where you have the remains of a huge imperial villa owned first by the Quintili brothers and then by Emperor Commodus.
The first and the most important road built by the Romans, it marked a revolution in road construction and quickly became the most crucial roadway connecting the capital city with the southern part of the Italian peninsula. The Appian Way played a key military role in the expansion of the Roman Empire. The strategic corridor also lasted in all weather conditions and allowed Roman armies and merchants to expand in the region with ease. The original cobblestones are still visible in parts of the ancient road, and the paving is clearly indented with the wheels of old Roman chariots and carriages. Construction of the Appian Way required Herculean engineering, which has stood the test of time. The road remains a powerful testament to the ancient Romans' superior skills. After 12 long years, Italy's famous Via dell'Amore, translated to the Way of Love, recently reopened to visitors. This 1 kilometer-long romantic path in Cinque National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is part of an extensive network of hiking trails located within the park. The path winds around a string of 5 villages that make up the Cinque Terre, another area designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
For us, today is a day of celebration. We are happy about the reopening because the two communities of the Rio Maggiore and Manarola villages are historically very connected to the Via dell'Amore. It was created specifically to connect the two villages and was built and supported by the two local communities.
Legend has it that the trail became a meeting place for lovers from the two towns. The path, hugely popular with visitors, closed in 2012 after a landslide damaged the walkway and wounded 4 foreigners. From the end of July, tourists can trail along this idyllic path while enjoying Mediterranean sea views and colorful architectural delights. Let's fly to Brazil for a mesmerizing sight like no other. Brazil's Lençóis Maranhenses National Park, renowned for its white dunes that fill with blue and emerald lagoons in the rainy season, was recently declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The word Lençóis in the park's name means sheets in Portuguese, which signifies the dune's resemblance to a bedsheet spread across the park's landscape. The park was created in June 1981 and covers an area of 156,000 hectares. The park is the 24th site in Brazil to be included in UNESCO's prestigious World Heritage List and attracts over 100,000 tourists each year. According to UNESCO, it is South America's largest expanse of dunes. It is also the site of thrilling water sports like kite surfing in its beautiful lagoons. Whether you enjoy nature's beauty or water sports, we suggest you include it in your travel bucket list.
As Dubai residents face excessive heat, let us show you an immersive entertainment experience you can visit to escape the city's extreme summer heat. Dubai's summer temperatures are soaring. To escape the heat, visitors can immerse themselves in a reimagined world of vibrant, interactive experiences that blend art with technology, redefining traditional entertainment parks.
We're building an entertainment product. We're not the Louvre, we're more in the Disney world of things. We're trying to create magic for our customer, and we're trying to make them look great in that. We're trying to create wonder and enthusiasm. So all the principles of traditional entertainment, but packaged in this more kind of immersive, abstract sort of experiential product.
This is Aya Universe, a 40,000 square foot park that transports visitors to another dimension. There are 12 immersive rooms here, filled with futuristic art installations, including mirror rooms, light shows, and illuminated gardens.
This is a park very much built for a new generation of consumers. A generation of consumers that seeks escapism, lives within the joy economy, the experience economy, that wants to feel things. And so Aya really lives towards a heightened sense of existence.
Since its launch in December 2022, Aya has attracted over 750,000 visitors, making it one of Dubai's most popular attractions.
انبهار بالألوان، امتزاج بالألوان.
We were impressed by the colors and the mix of colors. It gives you serenity even if we are experiencing hot weather and it's during the summer. As soon as you enter these rooms and tour around, you forget everything. Anyone who comes in here feels relaxed.
This is my first experience, and when we came in, we could not tell from the outside if there's anything inside. But when we came in and saw the LED light effect, it is very effective. And the way music is playing, it gives very good vibes and a good feeling. When you enter, you cannot tell that all of this is done in a mall.
If you ever visit the city, we recommend visiting this space, as Aya Universe is only found in Dubai. Have you ever visited a museum but wished you could take your cat with you? Until recently, this used to be difficult. But now in China, proud pet parents can bring their beloved cats to special cat night events. Check out the story.
A queue of glamorous visitors lined up outside the Shanghai Museum, their tails flicking and whiskers quivering with anticipation for the institution's inaugural Ancient Egypt Cat Night. Shanghai's devoted pet owners eagerly embraced the opportunity to share an educational experience with their pets and post photos on their pedigree cats' social media accounts. Trump, named for his physical and psychological resemblance to the US presidential candidate, was dressed as a Chinese emperor and blinked as journalists snapped photos of him.
His personality is a little like Trump because he's very social. He sometimes even a little superficial because he loves be appraised. He loves to be shot. He loves photos. He loves clothes even because most of the cats cannot wear clothes, but he really loves wearing clothes.
As the feline guests of honor entered, perched on shoulders or peeking out of handbags, they were greeted with care and attention. Their vaccination and insurance records were meticulously checked, ensuring their safety and the safety of others. Once cleared, they were transferred into a fleet of specially designed kitten-eared prams, a thoughtful touch that added to the charm of the event.
It seems it's the first time ever in China that you can bring your cat, so we thought it was very interesting.
A section on Saqqara, a historic necropolis where archaeologists recently unearthed dozens of cat mummies and artifacts from a newly discovered tomb, was filled with confused mews as the star visitors were photographed next to a Bast statue. Cats were considered sacred in ancient Egypt and were mainly associated with Bast, the goddess of fertility, birth, and protection. The number of pets in China has soared, reaching over 120 million in 2023, with cats being the most popular. Experts attribute this trend mainly to younger generations who view their furred kids as a more affordable alternative to human children. The Shanghai Museum, recognizing this growing interest, is capitalizing on it with events like Saturday's Cat Night, touted as a first in China and one of 10 planned cat nights.
Our next story is from Brazil, where indigenous communities came together in a sacred territory in the São Paulo province to celebrate their cultural heritage and athleticism at the annual Indigenous Games.
The two-day competition was not exactly the Olympics, but some of the friendly spirit of the past echoed among athletes.
The games are very important so young people can come and feel happiness while having their body painted and their traditional ornaments. That's what the Indigenous Games mean to us.
The games featured a mix of conventional sports and local traditions, such as tug-of-war, log race, soccer, and yuca-yuca fighting, a Brazilian indigenous wrestling sport. The event provided a valuable opportunity for the younger indigenous generations to take pride in wearing their traditional garments and practice their traditional songs and dances.
This sort of event is not just a sporting event, it's also about spending time together. So young people can come for them to sit around the fire, to sing a song, our prayers, and do our dances with happiness.
The indigenous people spread among 17 villages around Peruíbe, a beachfront city 138 kilometers south of Sao Paulo, frequently hold sporting events during other celebrations of their culture. The Indigenous Games not only showcase athletic prowess, but also serve as a vibrant celebration of cultural heritage, uniting generations through sports, songs, and traditions.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's episode of Wings. But we'll return next weekend with more travel stories for you. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.